What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Regrowth. Oh yeah, guys. So I have been doing some work around here. Yeah, you can see we have our applied energistic system up here. You can see we have our lasers up here. Pretty much everything that was down these stairs is gone. Yeah, I took it all down. I removed it. Everything that was down there was kind of like a temporary thing. It wasn't supposed to be there permanently, but we needed a place to put things, and that was just the most convenient and easiest way to do it. So down the stairs, yeah, I took down the walls. The only thing that's left is this little platform. So our smelter is gone. All our Tinker's work table stuff is gone. Our applied energistic system that was here is gone. Down the ladder, we come down to this platform where we had all of our other machines and stuff. They're all taken down. They're gone. Yeah, we're not going to be using this as our workshop anymore. I've had enough of it. It's done. It's over. We're going to move on. So what I want to do today, you can see I added in 2 more ME controllers here as well. What I want to do today is I want to try and hook up our steam boiler down below that's providing power for our base and running everything. I want to provide this with applied energistics cabling. I want to be able to automatically import, or I guess send coal over here, right? This is what we're using to power the steam boiler. Looks like we're down to our last 5 stacks that's in this hopper. I haven't looked at this for a minute. Yeah, we want to make sure that we are always providing this with coal blocks. Right. Another thing I like to do is instead of running this nasty power cable all the way up and over and like this into the bottom of the controller, since we have to run applied energistics cabling down here anyway to provide this with coal, I think it might be an idea if we have like a P2P channel. Yeah, we'd have that providing the power from down here up there, and since we already have the cable down here to export the coal, I think it just makes more sense. It'll clean things up. We won't need as much of this basic universal cable ran around, and this stuff is actually kind of a pain. Like if I try and mine it, it takes a minute per piece to be mined, right? Yeah, it's a lot of it. I can use a wrench to go faster, but yeah, the less amount of that stuff we have, I think overall is going to be better. So I started some preparations for getting some applied energistic stuff ran around here on our base. So you can see here I got this ME glass cable that runs out here to the hole. I got another one on the other side that runs out there to that hole. We don't really have anything on that platform to the north, but the one to the south over here, this is a really important one. So you can see the cable kind of comes under here. It runs underneath this bridge all the way over here, and then I think I stopped it about right here. I don't think we go much further. Let's pop down here. Yeah, so it just ends right there, right where our ladder is that we use to go up and down. So the idea is that's going to run over here as well, and we are going to start importing the things that we are making from these farms. Yeah, this is all going to be imported into the ME system. We might keep the storage drawers. We'll probably have to set up some kind of a place somewhere where the storage drawers will be living. But yeah, I think that's what's going to happen. And then since we're also going to have our power on a P2P channel, we can have power ran over here through that ME cable. Yeah, and that'll be able to power all these different things, which might be pretty cool. I don't know. I don't know how this is all going to work. These are things we're going to be figuring out as we go. But yeah, today's more of a tech day, a little bit less of the magical stuff. Yeah, we've been messing around with Thaumcraft and Botania and witchery and things like that recently, so we're gonna move on from that for a little while. Now, before we completely move on from that, yeah, I was messing around with some Botania stuff off camera. While I was doing all this stuff, I even ran cable underneath that bridge. I don't know if you can see it there, but yeah, I have cable ran over towards the Botania island. So this island, our island with our crops on it, and then the north island, which is gonna have our animals, all have ME cable ran towards there, but they're not hooked up to anything yet. But anyway, I was over here and I was trying to make, what was I trying to make? Runes of Wrath for some reason. I can't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, I was making Runes of Wrath and I was using the flower here, the Entropinium. Yeah, I was doing some testing. You see it has some extra TNT here. I placed down TNT, it exploded it, and you know, it doesn't make that much mana for a long time. Like it fills its internal buffer of mana and then it kind of like dumps it over here into an Elven Mana Spreader and then it's done like 5 seconds later or whatever. It doesn't take too long. So I was like, I wonder if I can just, you know, place TNT, explode it, have it do the mana, and then place another one, explode it, and have it do the mana, just like keep it a longer buffer. No, that doesn't work. And I found that out. I wasn't recording or anything. I was just kind of derping around. off camera, just trying to get some stuff done here. Yeah, so anyway, I blew up like 4 of our endo flames. Like they just went away. All of our mana was gone. Our other elven mana spreader gone. Our runic altar gone. So I had to remake a lot of this stuff. A lot of the mana that's in here we got from some of these tablets that I had left over. I'm still trying to keep these things filled up. It looks like we might be able to fill up another one. But yeah, I have a lot more endo flames, as you can see here, because I'm not going to be using that entropinium anymore. It was a nice flower and it was something that I wanted to do, but then I realized, you know, since we had the mana spreader, the regular one, this one right here, can only support like up to about 8 endo flames. The elven spreader, I'm not sure how many it can do. We have 20 of them though, and it's able to keep up. So we're able to go, you know, over almost 3 times as fast as what we were doing previously. So I think that might be okay. We might be able to add a bunch more of these things. I don't know. I still had like an extra one in here, I think, extra 2 of them. I just wanted like an even number 20 so I can remember how much we have. And it looks like that one's full. Cool. So anyway, that was some derpy action that happened while I was running all these cables, and after I got done taking down the little mountain underneath our base over here and removing all the machines and all of this stuff. Yeah, I was spending about 3 hours in the world, maybe 4 hours, just derping around and doing stuff like I've been showing you guys. And then this tree finally grew before I was done playing yesterday. So we do have plenty of this stuff. So also it turns out we have a quest that was unlocked from what we were doing in the last episode. I think it's this one, The Way the World Feels. Yeah. So we made the Greatwood Sapling, something we did unlock this quest. And that's going to give us 16 Greatwood logs and 3 more Greatwood saplings. But, you know, with all the Greatwood logs that are here, I'm not sure if we're going to need any more. We should grab like our lumber axe and chop that thing down. I think it works with the Thaumcraft trees. Let's just give it a go. We should have plenty of durability. I mean, that's a big tree. There's a lot of logs there. But we should have plenty of durability to take this whole thing down. Oh yeah, that's awesome. And we should get a few more saplings out of this tree. So we got all the great wood that we needed for our Thaumcraft stuff, so I can make the research table or whatever it was that we were trying to make that I wasn't able to before. Yeah, we already got like 2.5 stacks, and there's more of it trying to get to me. It was just being caught. And I got another great wood sapling already. So yeah, that's pretty awesome. I'll have to stay over here and wait for all this stuff to despawn so I can collect it all. Anyway, so we had that quest. Let's go ahead and claim the reward. It's going to give us 3 Greatwood saplings and 16 Greatwood logs. It looks like we did unlock a quest for a Silverwood sapling, but we'll look at that another time. And then there was one final quest that we didn't claim a reward for, and that was the tree feed seed. I don't know how to say that. Anyway, that's going to give us a creeper heart, and +1 reputation will claim this reward. Cool. All right, guys. Well, I tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and start making the things that we need to make in order to get the power from down below up here. I need to get a bunch of the ME glass cables ran down there. The problem is if we disconnect that power, our ME controllers are going to lose power, and then we won't have access to our ME system. So I'm trying to figure out how this is all going to work by sending the power through a P2P channel down below and up here to power our system. Yeah, I'm not sure just yet. I think we're going to have to use the energy acceptor to power the line that goes down there. I don't know. I'll figure it all out. We'll get some stuff done. I'll sit here and collect more of our saplings from this Greatwood tree, and we'll be back in just a little bit, guys. All right, guys, so here's what we got going on. So I'm down here in our steam boiler room, right? You can hear all the sounds happening and all of this. So the way this is set up, this is the power cable that used to run all the way up. So I have installed a P2P tunnel here. Let's go and remove this. I'll show you guys how this is done. For those of you who don't know, these are a little bit expensive in this pack, but they're not like impossible to make. Let's also take a look at this P2P. So to get these P2Ps, we need the diamond processors and some fluix and then some iron. And the diamond processors, as we've seen before, diamond chipsets, and the printed engineering circuit, which is a diamond electron tube with the engineering press, right? All right, so it's a little bit of a process to get there. I'm still in the process of making more diamond chipsets right now. So anyway, you click the P2P tunnel here, and it says P2P tunnel-ME on it. So we want the RF version. We want to be able to send power from here through the cable all the way up. So in order to do that, we need to get some kind of a cable that accepts RF. In this case, this basic universal cable. So what we got to do is just right click on there. And yeah, now it says P2P tunnel RF, and you can see that this connected to it. So that's what we need to do. We can connect the cable here. We're also going to want our ME controller. I'm sorry, our memory card. We have to shift right click on here. This will load the setting, the position where this thing is. I noticed as I did this, settings saved, it disconnected. This changed back to a tunnel ME. Let's right click on it again with the basic universal cable. That connected. If I do this, oh, maybe it was adding the glass cable to it because I clicked it with it. Yeah, that's the thing with these P2P tunnels. Whatever you click on it, they'll convert to that type. So that's now an ME. If we do it with this, it's now an RF. So that must have been when I connected this cable back to it. Anyway, shift right click to save the setting. So it knows the position of where this thing is. Then we just go back upstairs to where the other P2P tunnel is, which is right here. And we can just right click on that and then it'll load the settings. Okay, so the way this is working is this cable right here is now sending power through these P2P channels, P2P tunnels. It's using one channel. This cable can do 8 different channels, but yeah, I'm sorry, it should be using 2. Each of the P2Ps is 1 channel per. Okay, so we have one up here, one down there. We got the power running through the wire. The problem is the ME system doesn't have power. So what I was trying to do is I was thinking, since we have the RF going through here, that'll power our controller. Then the controller will have power, and then it can send power back through this cable down the line. So the cable itself has ME power, and the P2P channels or the P2P tunnels are sending the RF back to the controller and keeping the whole thing powered, right? That was my initial thought, is like, how are we going to do this? So I was thinking, okay, so we use that energy acceptor down here. We do the energy acceptor. We place a cable right like this. That sends some power in here, gives the whole system the ME power, which is going to allow the RF power to go through, right? You can see right here, it says device online now. And then all I have to do is disconnect this. The power going through here would power the controller would power the line, and everything's going to be just fine. It doesn't work like that, and I don't know why, but it says device online now. The ME controller stores a little bit of power, but after a minute here, that's going to wear out. I guess we can go upstairs and look at the flashy colors of the controller. But I was thinking all we'd have to do is just jumpstart it and it'd keep itself going. And I don't think it's going to work that way. Well, actually, you know what? Now it says that it contains the full amount of power. I've tried this before a few times and it wasn't working. Well, okay, I guess maybe I didn't have that connected for long enough or something along those lines, but it seems like everything should be working. So now what we have is we should be able to power everything we want off this cable that's sending all the power from down there up here. We had a spot, let's turn on the hover mode for a second. We had a spot over here for our lasers. These lasers are doing more of our diamond chipsets. So I guess we could try running this cable over here and just see if this works. I'm gonna have to tear this all down in a minute, but just for testing purposes, just to make sure everything is working the way it should be. I did try this a moment ago before I started recording. I couldn't get the whole power system to stay connected. It seems like everything is just working, right? Yeah, it still says it has plenty of power up here. All right, and if we go up here, our lasers are cooking. They're doing exactly what they need to do. So we got some chipsets here. We're making more here. Yeah, that is going. They're all blue lasers, so everything should be working as it should be, which is pretty awesome. Yeah, I don't know why it wasn't working before. Maybe I connected the wire to the P2P tunnel and it changed it to an RF and I didn't realize it or whatever. But yeah, this energy acceptor we don't need here anymore. It should keep itself powered. But yeah, if ever anything happens and it stops working, we can just place a cable here that'll power this, power our controller, and everything should work again. So I'll just leave this down here. It's not hurting anything. I mean, I guess we could also leave the cable right like that, which doesn't use any channels. It'll just provide power this way, which doesn't hurt anything, but I kind of want it just being powered from the RF signal that we're getting up above anyway. So I'm pretty happy with this. I think we're going to be, well, I think I'm going to rearrange the cables a little bit more. Obviously, the way we have the power being ran up here is not the way I want that to be done. But in fact, what we could do, I'm trying to think about this. Since this P2P tunnel is going into the controller, I think we can pull that off anywhere. I think we should be able to do that. So these are things I've never really messed with. I've never really sent RF through the ME system, but I kind of feel like if we were to put another P2P tunnel here, and we were to click this with this, and we were to do one of these. Oh, whoops, I shift right clicked it. Network Apprentice! Yeah, I didn't mean to do that. I need to go back downstairs and load the settings from down below. I did not mean to overwrite. I should have just right clicked, not shift right click. But yeah, I think the way this is working, if I just come down here and shift right click on this, we'll load the settings. I just gotta right click it up there on that one P2P we just placed on the ME system. We should be able to get power up here this way. So settings loaded. Let's disconnect the cable from down here. Lasers will run out of power. Oh, it looks like we're out of stuff here. Let me get some more diamonds so we can see if this is gonna work or not. So there's some diamonds, redstone. There we go. Lasers are going. These should run out of power here pretty soon. Yeah, we're not getting power from anywhere else except for down below. All right, so let's try connecting the cable to this guy. I think they're turning green. They should turn back blue again, I think, if everything's working. Yeah, so it looks like we can get power anywhere on the network now. All we need to do is just place one of these one of these P2P tunnels somewhere, and boom, we have electricity from our AE system anywhere we need it. That is really cool. That'll save us from having to run both the ME cables and a power line. We can also send other things through this too. Like we can do, I guess, light. I'm not really sure how that works. Yeah, we can do fluids. We can do RF signals. We can do, redstone signals, RF power. We can send items through these. It's really cool what you can do with these P2P tunnels. But yeah, that saves us from having to run the the cable all funky like that. We can take all of this down that I kind of snaked around. Yeah, that looks pretty ugly. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go and do some more stuff off camera, see what else we can do as far as getting ourselves all applied energized up here, and we'll be right back, guys. All right, guys, well, I got some more stuff done here, and I was running into a problem. You know how I said how I wanted the P2P tunnel here to power itself and keep everything going? Yeah, that worked all fine and good, until I decided to connect this cable that runs over to our farms to our controller. Yeah, for whatever reason, when I broke this and I placed it, the whole system would turn off, and it'd be off for a second, and then it turned back on. But since it was off, the P2P tunnels lost their power. Yeah, and we weren't getting any more power up here. So yeah, that was kind of a problem. So I kind of changed my mind. I kind of changed what we were doing all the way down here. Yeah, I made myself a dense energy cell. So the way this is working now is we have a dense energy cell down here. Let's open this up so we can see a little bit better. Yeah, we have a dense energy cell right here. This holds 3.2 million. It says RF, but I guess that's AE power. Anyway, the energy acceptor is right here coming off the main line that all of the steam engines are pumping their power into. It's going into here, which is powering our energy cell, and the energy cell is powering everything else. That line goes underneath the ground here over to where it used to be and then up, just exactly the same. So yeah, that's the change that we made. So even if we lose power for a second or for a minute or so, we should have enough power stored in here, which will keep our applied energistics running, which is pretty important. Now this in particular item isn't super expensive. It is 8 of these energy cells, which is some Certus quartz, which we can grow, and the Fluix dust, redstone, nether quartz, and charged Certus. We can do that all to make the Fluix, and we just, you know, have to crush it into this, and then the quartz glass, not super expensive. So yeah, we made 8 of those. I made a calculation processor, quartz chipset, and the quartz electron tube. Not a big deal. So yeah, that is how we have this set up. Then I also put an export bus here. We're exporting blocks of coal into an item hopper. Yeah, I want to do this just so we had a large buffer in case the power on our applied energistics system goes down for, you know, for whatever reason. We have a buffer here. We have probably 30, 45 minutes, maybe an hour's worth of fuel being piped into this thing, so we don't have to worry about that running out of fuel that quickly. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with the changes here. I think that should be it. So it looks a lot cleaner than it did before. Obviously, I'd like it so we didn't have to have the hopper here, but I want that extra layer of security in case something happens. I'm rearranging wires. I forget to do the P2P channel. I don't know, whatever. Yeah, I just want this here as a buffer. Yeah, no, the only thing we have left is just this cable. And we can also inset this cable into the wall, and then we can use the ME facades or whatever to completely cover it. We never have to see it. But, you know, I'm pretty happy with the way it's turned out right now. While this energy cell was charging up, though, the power that was going upstairs was kind of flickering on and off. So we might have to look at increasing our power supply. I mean, it'd be pretty easy just to add a second boiler down here, add 12 more of these steam engines, either, you know, on top or, you know, just expand this room out to be twice as long. Yeah, and we could just do the same thing, run the cable up that way. I don't know, these are things we'll think about in the future. But yeah, that was one of the bigger problems that I was having so far with this setup, but I think we got it fixed. Can I get up the hole now? Yeah, so anyway, I got this cable ran over. This is the one that's going over towards our farms. And over here, I think we're going to end up doing, I'm not sure exactly. We want to have the coal that's being produced over here into the AE system, right? So probably the best way to do that is to take the cable that we have ran over here, and we want to connect that probably to our, what is it? Either the controller sleeve or the drawer controller. If we have a storage bus on there, we'll be able to see like all of this stuff, all of this, and all of our coal, pretty much all the different storage drawers that are connected to the controller. I think that makes sense. So we only have 8 channels that are coming over here through that cable that is also going to provide power or our P2P connections or whatever else. If we're going to send 32 channels and make this a P2P line only, it's not connected to the main controller. If we're going to do that, we're going to lose out on the fact that we can send power over here, but we'll gain 32 additional channels, which might be something we want to do so we can hook things up to all these different farms. I'm not sure if we want to do that or if we want to make all these farms like its own separate sub network off of this main line. Yeah, these are things we'll think about in the future sometime. But first things first, I think just to make everything completely simplified, I'm going to run that line all the way over here, do a storage bus on top of here. That way we'll have access to all of our coal blocks and we won't run out of power at the main base. I won't have to keep taking stacks over there. Everything that we're creating we'll be able to see on our main storage network, and I think that is probably going to be the best way to go about it in the short term. Another thing I'd like to do is to have an export bus into this farm hatch, and I'd like to pump in fertilizer to keep the farms going. Currently, I got stuck. Currently, above the farms, we have a hopper that I just keep filling up full of fertilizer. It doesn't go through it super quickly, but we still have to have this hopper here, and I don't like it. Yeah, and this thing will run out eventually. There's no indication to know how much fertilizer we have in here, but we'll also have to set up auto crafting, I do believe, in order to make sand and then combine the sand with the apatite to make the fertilizer so we can export it. For now, we'll just make a whole bunch of apatite in the main system, and I'll just keep tabs on that. Anyway, I'm gonna go and get to us. I'm gonna run the lines over here, get a storage bus. I haven't even looked to see if the recipe for this is anything crazy. Oh, that's not bad. Just an ME interface, which is annihilation core, formation core, iron, glass. Yeah, that's not bad at all. And then some pistons. Okay, let me get to it. We'll get this all connected. We'll be right back, guys. All right, guys. Well, I went ahead and I placed a storage bus over there on the storage drawer controller underneath our farms. So now we should see everything that was in those drawers over here, which we can. So we can see we have all of this coal, the coal blocks and the coal both show up here because that is a compacting drawer that the coal is going into to make the blocks. So it does display both of those. They're both the same. If I take out some of the blocks of coal, this number will go down, or vice versa, whatever. So we're also seeing our essence of redstone, our essence of the nether, and our essence of Certus quartz. I believe those are the items that we had over there. Essence of earth and fire I brought over to our main storage system manually, and that kind of sucks. I don't ever want to have to do that again. I think what we're gonna end up doing is setting up like a large not compacting drawer, but we might do that. A large storage drawer network over underneath our farm, everything the farms create will go into there, and then we'll just use our storage bus to show everything over here. I think that's probably going to be the best solution for what we need to do going forward. But how we go about that, yeah, those are things I'll have to think about off camera, working out the logistics of everything that we need to do. So I wanted to actually do a quest today instead of just working specifically on Applied Energistics, even though this is pretty cool. Yeah, we're learning some stuff. We're getting, you know, technology going to our different islands. We had one more quest remaining in the Thaumcraft section. Now that we have the Greatwood stuff done, I should be able to start doing some of the Thaumcraft research, but we had this other quest remaining here, so let's go ahead and knock this one out. So it wants us to make a silverwood sapling, and the quest says, every cloud, the majesty of the Greatwood trees is unrivaled, yet you wonder what might result if you further steep their saplings in magics. Right, so in order to make this, we needed to do the 3 different witchery trees, the hawthorn, the alder, and the rowan. We need one of our Greatwood saplings. We ended up with 8 of these at the end after all of the leaves despawned and with the rewards that we got. So now we'll have 7. We needed 3 extreme essence, 2 essence of nature, and one of these tree-fied seeds, or however you see that. Yep. So we just need to let this thing get a little bit of the essence from over, or not essence, a little bit of the mana from our mana pool shot over here. Yeah, it's gonna take a minute for that to go. That's like about 1/8 of the way done right now. Oh, you know what? I was gonna grab some coal. Oh, dang it. I was gonna grab some coal so I could drop it on our endo flames and have those produce a bit of mana so you guys can kind of see how that's working. It seems like when those are producing mana, all 20 of those, yeah, we're getting like a constant beam coming down from our Elven mana spreader, which is exactly what we want to see. I guess I'll do it this way, put those back. Now, I do have the priority set a little bit higher over there on the storage bus too. So if I take items out of the storage and I put them back into the system, they go over to that compacting drawer. They don't go on our disks. That's something we definitely don't want to have happen. So anyway, if we take these 20 and we do that, and I press shift so that doesn't suck back into my inventory, yeah, all of those get lit up. They start producing mana. And this thing starts getting a decent amount. Do I have my wand on me? Oh, no, I guess it must be over there in the system. Yeah, another reason for running these cables over here, like over to our Britannia/Witchery Island, is so I'll have a terminal over here that I can just be like, oh, here's all the stuff that we needed. All right, guys, well, we should be able to do this. Let's go ahead and right-click on this. There is our silverwood sapling. Nice. So pretty much what we need to do at this point. We can't really do too much with Thaumcraft until we start learning the aspects. So like I said before, what I wanted to do was to make the research table, but we weren't able to do that because we didn't have any of the Greatwood logs at the time. So if we come over here and we just search for a table, I think it was down towards the bottom. Yeah, we need to make a couple of these. So we need some Greatwood planks, and we're going to need some Greatwood slabs. So let's make some planks out of the Greatwood that we have. Send some of that back. We'll make some planks. Or some slabs. I don't really know how much we needed. We just need 2 of these things, essentially. So there's that. We're going to need our wand. And I don't know where we're going to end up putting this thing. But for right now, for the very start, just so I can get through some of the research, we'll put 2 of the tables together. We'll right-click with our wand. And that makes the wrong thing. Dang it! What is it that you needed to do to make the research table? Well, we made ourselves the arcane work table. That's not what I wanted. Oh, you know what it is? You have to make 2 of the tables and then do the scribing tools. Well, whoops. Yeah, I'm trying to do all of this from memory and I forgot. Scribing tools are things that we're going to need. So we need the glass file. I think we should be able to make all of this stuff. Let's just try and do this. There's the glass file. There's a scribing tool. So we need to make 1 more table. We need to make that arcane workbench anyway, so that's not like a big mistake. It's just not what I was trying to do right there at that second, but it's fine. So we'll break this, we'll move it over like so. Scribing tools, done. Cool, so now I believe we needed to do like Aqua plus Terra to make Victus. Yeah, and then from here, now that I've learned this, life, I should be able to go around and scan everything that I needed with our thermometer. Yeah, because a lot of things we need is like, you need to learn more about life before you can research. So now we can scan grass blocks. We should be able to scan pretty much everything that I wasn't able to scan previously. we're still got to do this in a certain order. Now we can learn arbor or whatever for wood. Cool. Well, these are things that I will do off camera. I will go around, learn all the different aspects that we don't know. I'll combine the ones to get the other ones that we need. Yeah, and then we'll be able to move on with a little bit of Thaumcraft stuff in the future, which is pretty cool. But yeah, guys, that's it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to leave a like on this episode if you liked it, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.